Hello and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where I try to recreate the Antwerp Zoo as closely as possible in this game. If you haven't checked out my previous videos, feel free to do so. You can easily pause this video and check them out. There's quite a lot of them already now, because I'm like over halfway done now. We are getting to the end. Well, there's still quite a lot to do, but we are getting closer and closer to the end. Today I am building the rhino habitat and the accompanied building, but first I am finishing up this little exhibit here, or this little habitat for the yellow mongoose and Cape porcupine. Now neither of those are currently available either through mods or through the official game. I think there's a Cape porcupine being worked on currently as a mod. And I am considering, well, I'm actually making a yellow mongoose mod, or trying to, at least, just so I can have that species in my recreation as well. I think there's a couple of other mongoose, like the dwarf mongoose and, what is it, abandoned mongoose or something, on the Nexus mods, but I really want to keep, like, my species list as accurate as possible. I'm really happy with how this habitat turned out in the end. It's quite accurate to what it actually looks like, including like all the little foliage and dead trees and everything I put here. Now I'm also using these new birch branches that came with the latest update, the North American Animal Pack. But yeah, this is just a regular habitat. There's nothing special about it really, other than the fact that it's quite small, and it's quite cool actually to be able to see the animals also from the viewpoint on the roof there. Speaking of which, I actually was able to go to Antwerp Zoo earlier this week, and I took a lot of pictures, obviously. And I actually went through my recreation and did some little fixes here and there to make things more accurate, to make things more look like what it actually looks like in the Antwerp Zoo. And among others, that includes this little building and the viewpoint on the roof, because especially like the stairs and stuff, I wasn't really sure how that looked, and now I have it down to like almost complete accuracy. There's of course a little thing I had to do because of the fact that there's not many different pieces I could use, but I'll show that in the live update. Now I started on this little barrier here, which is actually the barrier of the rhino habitat, and now I start like experimenting, because I'm starting to build the actual building where the rhinos are kept. Now a little bit of history on this building. The current rhino stables were originally designed for cattle by Emil Thielens in 1908 and 1909 in a typical cottage style, quite similar to the deer and alpaca buildings I've built previously. The building was used to house Watusi cattle and bison. 2 additional wooden buildings were later made to house these animals in 1935. At some point since the 1990s, the Watusi cattle and bison were moved to Plankendaal, which is like the sister zoo of the Antwerp Zoo, and they were replaced by zebras and buffaloes. In 2020, after a thorough renovation and expansion of the habitat, 2 white rhinos moved into the habitat. In 1950, Antwerp Zoo was actually the first zoo outside of Africa to house northern white rhinos. Of course, today the white rhinos in Antwerp Zoo and in any zoo for that matter are of the southern variant, as there are only 2 remaining northern white rhinos in the world. Perhaps if zoos started keeping the northern white rhino from an earlier date, there would have been a population in zoos large enough to set up a breeding program. Unfortunately, the fate of the species right now depends on the use of modern technologies such as artificial insemination to keep the northern white rhino from disappearing completely from our planet. I think there was even recently like an article about it, that one of the two white rhinos had to basically retire from being used for her eggs, because they harvest the eggs, I think, and they intend to use the eggs and the sperm of deceased male northern whites to artificially inseminate southern white rhino females, because they're not gonna artificially inseminate like the only two remaining of the species. It's too dangerous and they might die and stuff. That's why they try to artificially inseminate the southern whites. I think they have like 13 or something eggs, or 12 eggs, fertilized eggs, that they could use. But it's rather sad because I don't think there's like enough genetic variety with only 12 eggs. So yeah, the northern white rhino is like most likely to unfortunately disappear from our planet. But Antwerp Zoo keeps these southern white rhinos, and I think those are a bit more or less endangered. Let me check quickly what their status is. Of course they're also like threatened and stuff like that. Like they're not threatened. Is their official, or near threatened? Sorry, near threatened is their official conservation status. But yeah, of course, poachers and people like that, like hunters, big game hunters, seek after these beautiful animals because of their horns, of course. I think there was even like a recent incident in the Paris Zoo where poachers broke in to kill the rhinos and collect their horns. But yeah, that is why often you'll see zoos like get rid of the horns to just not give a reason to poachers to go after them and stuff, because it's quite sad. Like, I know there's like a lot of social reasons why poaching is happening, but what a shitty human being you must be to like actively go after a species that is nearly gone from our planet and then just kill it for money. It's just like one of the things that makes me sad. But yeah, right here I am just building like this overhanging thing. I do have to mention that I had to like make this building a bit smaller, like less wide than it actually is, because I noticed that because I am kind of winging the scale of everything. I noticed that well, if I would build this building to scale, I wouldn't have enough room left for the aquarium, the penguin inside building, and then the takin habitat that need to go along this wall here. So I had to make it a bit less wide. If you know the zoo, you'll notice that it's not the right scale, but I think it still looks the same, except it's less wide. But all in all, it still looks the same. I also, like you see me using, after I terraformed this, but for this wall here, you see me using like this cool technique I've used before. I think it was for the parrot aviary, where I use these temple pieces, like the temple ruin pieces or something. Don't remember exactly what they're called, but if you rotate them like 180 degrees, they have a flat like backside, and that you can use that like as a wall, like this nice little rock wall here that I'm currently making, as you can see. So I really like that technique, and I think like a full wall with that texture will like work really well. Might actually look into that too, because if you don't know already, I made a mod pack, a European Midnight pack, I might add like a wall of that type to the pack if I can, because it's quite nice. Because they're like almost the exact same color as the aquatic faux rock pieces, so they might go really well together. Over here I'm just finishing up like the backside of the rhino habitat with I think it's a little door there. I'm not too certain about it though. This I noticed this, but this habitat has a lot and really a lot of entrances and doors all around. Of course, this area where I'm building right now is where the habitat connects up behind the pig building that I built last episode, and it connects to the savannah area where the zebras and giraffes are. When I visited the zoo, I think they were connected already, but the zebras didn't go into the habitat with the rhinos, but I think they already can go in between. I'm not sure though. Didn't really pay attention to it. I should have paid attention to it, but yeah. So their plan is to eventually like have more antelopes, I think, even like small antelopes and animals, to just fill in the savannah habitat with the rhinos, the zebras, the giraffes and everything, just to have a little bit more animals in there, because it is quite a large area and it really lends itself well to like a large savannah habitat. So yeah, that's the gate I just put there, that they sometimes open up. Then they have a tree in here. I noticed that this gate wasn't as big as I made it, so I just made it a bit smaller. I really liked the way I did all these little fences with the thin painted planks. Like I used them all over the place in this episode, and it worked out really well, I think, in the end. But yeah, you'll notice me using them quite a lot. There's also like quite a lot of footage or quite a lot of building that I didn't record just because I spend a long time on everything. There was just so much to do and so much to build that I didn't record everything. Like the entire interior of this building here, I didn't record, even though it's like one of my things I'm most proud of regarding this build. I think as I go further and further into the series, I can definitely notice my skills improving, my details and stuff like that. Everything is just getting more and more accurate, and it's of course also helped by the fact that I now went twice to Antwerp Zoo with the intent of taking pictures or taking enough pictures of like blind spots I had in terms of like pictures I already had and stuff like that. So yeah, it really allowed me to spend more time on details, spend more time on little corners that I didn't really or wouldn't really look after if I like in episode 1 or 2 or something, because if I go back, like it's something you definitely notice I just skipped like an entire section on in the monkey house, which I still have to do, by the way, but now I have some pictures to actually use and to actually have a reference and everything. Yeah, over here I'm building these like little windows that pop up on the roof. While working on this roof, like I definitely noticed that it's an area that Frontier is really lacking on in terms of building pieces and variety. Because as soon as you want to build, and I've said this before in like when I built the Latteria building and stuff like that, as soon as you want to build a shape of a roof that isn't a rectangle or isn't like the usual size of 4 meters by 4 meters, you get into some really real big trouble. Like over here I'm trying to have just a roof on this little window, but it has to be like this little triangle, but or more like a pyramid, I should say, like a Toblerone maybe. No, that's even worse. but yeah, you can see the shape of this. This is just this is the shape that I needed, and it's just too hard to make that with the pieces we have. Like, okay, I have these art pieces, but there's like no texturing on them. There's like no details on them, so they stand out quite a bit in comparison to the slate roof behind it. But it's the only option I have to make this roof look like an actual outcrop or an actual roof on this little window that pops up. And then later on, like I have another thing on the roof there that I was kind of struggling with. Yeah, right now I'm just making this like cottage style, like I did in the section below the thatched roof, with these little wooden crosses and stuff like that. Really easy to do. And then of course I have gutters. I think this is like the first building I'm actually doing gutters on, which is quite funny if you think about it, because realistically every building has them, I just only do them now. But yeah, just copying these little windows over. By the way, this time lapse is quite long. It's, I think, one of my longest time lapses. As I mentioned before, that I had a lot of things to do, and even then I didn't record everything. There's quite a lot of things I didn't build, but of course I'll show everything in the live section of this video. But yeah, back to the time lapse here, back to commenting. So I'm just copying over everything here. Might go a bit fast, but after this I think I did some more details on the roof. Yeah, let's see. I think I'm done now. Oh no, I'm not done. Just copying over more. Yeah, okay, now the details on this roof are quite quite similar to those on the big building, with these like circular pieces. I actually added in these little windows, so you could actually at night they light up and stuff like that. I'm really happy with how those turned out. And then the last thing on the roof here are these little like details, and that is it for that building, I guess, for the outside. Right now I'm coming up to the end of the time lapse or the speed build. I'm just finishing up like the fence, the barrier, I guess, which is this basic white, like I used limestone, but it's probably concrete in real life. And then this little section here, I wasn't quite sure initially how this looked because I didn't have pictures yet, but once I went to the zoo, I of course was able to go there and have a more detailed look. It's quite interesting area actually, because while I was there, it was quite busy with like families and children and everyone going to the zoo and everything. But that little corner there was like no one, like no one, just some staff members there, and that was it. Yeah. But I guess that's like a little entrance they can use. Same here. Now I initially built that wrong over there, that gap that I left. I initially thought that was a glass like viewing area, but it's like an area where they can go with trucks and cars and stuff like that. I'll show you in the live footage. But this is in fact over here like a little area with a viewing glass and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I didn't record here in the speed build, which I will show you in just a second, like literally now, I guess. So let's go into the live game. And we're in the live portion of the game. Now, as you can see, a lot has changed over here. I built like this little cabin here. There's one over there as well. You got a sneak peek of the rhinos. But yeah, the first thing I did, of course, was the yellow mongoose habitat over here. What I just did was, it's not done, as you can see, just like finished this started on this interior, I guess. Same here. And then over here I added these two doors, and I actually had to change like the spiral staircase I had. Now don't mind this, this is like just this, but poking through the wall, I can't get rid of it. Like, I can remove this, but then it looks weird because there's like 2 and there should be 3 and stuff like that. So I just decided to keep it in here for now. Actually had to use this other spiral staircase because the exit for the staircase should be on this side, while previously I had it on this side. And this section is entirely open actually. So that's the thing I noticed while going to the zoo. Yeah, while we're up here, let's just check out this beautiful view we have. Of course, this entire area is not done yet, but we have the rhino stables on this side here. Now it's not entirely done because I actually forgot that I didn't do like details on these walls, as well as these walls, and of course the entire backside isn't finished yet. But like a famous Minecraft YouTuber once said, we don't do backsides here. Okay, but we have our 2 beautiful white rhinos over here. They are named after the actual southern white rhinos that Antwerp Zoo has, which are Timbo and Amiri. They are still the same 2 rhinos that arrived in 2020. They have this little mud pool here. Just a beautiful little habitat, if I do say so myself. I hope these people here agree. One of them even has, or 2 of them even have like rhino hats. So usually like watch this and then go around this building here and then go through here to watch them. Yeah, I really like them. They seem to be a bit synced. Let's actually go into first person mode. Seem to be a bit synced in terms of their animations right now. But yeah, I have all these trees in here, but they have like this little rope around them. I guess because these guys like to rub against the trees and to prevent like a lot of damage being done to the trees. Zoo has these ropes strung around them, which I of course replicated on all of the trees in this habitat. Wow, these guys are really synced up right now. Don't know why that is, but okay, they finally seem to be a bit out of sync now. Yeah, you can go around this entire section here. This is a little gift shop. I need to add a sign here. One more thing I'd like to mention is that these little like triangles on this side are inaccurate because the roof is like just, I guess, flat on that side, same on this side. But because we don't have like I don't even know what to call them, but like almost half pyramids or something, half pyramid roofs, I had to do it like that. So yeah, that's a little inaccuracy in due to the game, I guess. Yeah, do not look at the path over here because this is of course not finished and everything, but over here we have like a little gate that they can use, the zookeepers, for I guess trucks and stuff like that. They have logs in here, or logs in front of it, to keep people from, I guess, going over here and having a look and stuff like that. So yeah, I have this. Then this is like a little, I guess, transit fence or something that the... Oh yeah, I forgot, I didn't finish this up. There should be like a gate here, but yeah, I still need to finish that up. Let's go to the like actual inside of this little habitat. I'm really proud of this one. It's like my first like backstage area that I took some time on to really make it work well. I used like these arches, limestone arches, in combination with the painted bricks, and I think it really looks nice. Just like the transition between the two, like really adds like a nice touch in here. So of course we have like this one for the rhinos, and then these aren't accessible. Just put in some habitat gates to have the same look, but yeah, I don't know, maybe I can put like something in here later on. But yeah, then if you go through here, you like use this path, I guess, to open this gate and that gate over there for the zebras, so that they can get in there. Did I forget? Yeah, no, okay. Okay. Don't mind me. I of course use these radiators by Just Goron. They are absolutely amazing for this little backstage area. Of course, like Rhinos not really native to Belgium, so they would need like a lot of heat, and in the winter I guess these guys do the job. Why are you walking through the wall? I guess, okay. One thing I want to point out as well is that on the outside I use these like emissive windows which give light in the darkness, and on this side they are invisible, so I had to add actual glass panes. It's a really nice thing. I think they added them with the Africa DLC. It's a really nice touch. I also use them here on the doors. Yeah, I think it's a really nice thing. So yeah, that's I really like this fence. Like, it's not like a usual fence you see in zoos, I guess, or use. What am I saying? You do see them in zoos because Antwerp Zoo has them, but you don't see them often in like Planet Zoo builds. Because like fences, I guess, are always intended or are always like made so you can have as much as a view as possible. But yeah, I really like how all these fences turn out. Of course, using the thin painted planks and stuff like that. Yeah, these rhinos really have a nice habitat, but as I said, I had to make it less wide to be able to include everything. Now let me quickly go over everything that I did change. Not too sure. To be honest, I can't remember if I actually changed that much, because most of this is quite accurate, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I don't think I actually changed anything, except for, of course, in this area with the because I was working on this with the roof and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I also changed out this floor to be a wooden floor. So yeah, this has been it for this little Planet Zoo, Antwerp Zoo recreation video. I hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be the hippo building, which is right over in this area here. So we'll do that next time, I guess. I hope you like this, and as I said before, I hope you check out my other videos and stuff like that, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye!